Terdapat beberapa ubat dan bahan bagi pertolongan cemas apabila berlaku pencemaran Cbrn. Atropine. Decontamination kit personal, DKP 1. Decontamination kit personal, DKP 2. Kertas pengesan M8 dan M9. Atropine adalah ubat yang digunakan untuk merawat kesan agen saraf dalam kecederaan kimia, biologi, radiologi dan nuklear, Cbrn. Atropine adalah antagonis muskarinik kolinergik yang menghalang bahan kimia asetilkolina, yang boleh berlebihan akibat keracunan organofosforos. Jumlah atropine yang diperlukan bergantung pada tahap gejala dan jumlah agen saraf. Atropine digunakan untuk merawat kesan muskarinik, seperti bronkokonstriksi dan rembesan kering. Ia juga boleh membantu melegakan kelumpuhan pernafasan yang disebabkan oleh agen saraf. Atropine harus diberikan sehingga gejala muskarinik berlebihan bertambah baik. Ini boleh diukur dengan pernafasan yang lebih baik dalam pesakit sedar atau pengudaraan yang lebih baik dalam pesakit yang diintubasi. Kegunaan lain atropine juga digunakan untuk mengurangkan air liur dan cecair dalam saluran pernafasan semasa pembedahan, merawat keracunan racun serangga atau cendawan, dan merawat degupan jantung perlahan dalam keadaan kecemasan.
We will now demonstrate administration of a Mark I kit with a training device. The training device is activated in the same manner as the actual auto-injector, but it contains no needles or drugs. These training devices are available from the manufacturer. First, remove the Mark I kit from its sleeve. Take the smaller auto-injector from its holder, which is marked with the number 1, and firmly grasp it in your palm. Make sure that the yellow safety cap is removed. Press the green tip at a 90-degree angle into the outer thigh. The device will activate when enough pressure is exerted and the needle will extend. It is appropriate to inject through clothing, ensuring that there is nothing in the pocket that might block the injection. Thin people and children should also use the thigh injection device. Use your non-dominant hand to bunch up the muscle to provide a thicker area for injection. Hold the auto-injector in place for at least 10 seconds to allow the injection to finish. Remove the auto-injector and massage the site for several seconds. Place the first auto-injector in a safe place away from you or the patient. It may be easiest to stick the needle into the ground or bend the needle back on a hard surface. Take the larger auto-injector from its holder, which is marked with a number 2. Firmly grasp it in your palm. Make sure that the gray safety cap is removed. Follow the same procedure as with the smaller auto-injector for administration, but use a slightly different area of the thigh. Remember that the outer thigh is a large area. There should be plenty of tissue for 6 injections should the need arise. After use, it is suggested in the package insert to bend the needles against a hard surface toward the auto-injector and pin the injectors to the victim's clothing. This helps rescuers to know how much antidote has been given. Move out of the contaminated area right away and try to find medical help for yourself or the victim.
Together.
M8 adalah kertas pengesanan agen kimia yang digunakan untuk mengenal pasti agen cecair Cbrn. M8 digunakan untuk mengesan dan mengenal pasti agen kimia cecair, seperti agen saraf dan lepor. Kertas M8 diletakkan pada permukaan, dan bahan kimia dalam kertas tersebut bertindak balas dengan agen cecair untuk menghasilkan titik berwarna. Warna titik-titik tersebut menunjukkan jenis agen yang hadir.
In this task, I'm going to be discussing how to use M8 detector paper. For reference on this that you can look up yourself, use STP 21-1-SMCT, the Soldier's Manual of Common Task, Skill Level 1. I am using the 1994 edition. The reason I'm using the 94 edition and not one of the newer ones is this is the last good edition that was very complete and not screwed up. We used this edition for 10 years, and then all subsequent editions, they had to issue a new one every 6 to 12 months because they screwed up stuff in the tasks, or they left out a complete section. One of the common sections that has been left out of the newer editions is NBC tasks. So use the 1994 edition if you're trying to find information on nuclear, biological, chemical warfare tasks, on how to survive, how to mask up, how to do checks for contamination. There are two times that you use M8 detector paper. One is you come across suspected contamination, and the second time is when you are checking your water supply so that you can use it to either hydrate yourself, try to drink, or you are going to use it to decontaminate your eyes, to flush them out. The first step we're going to be doing here is using M8 paper for identifying chemical contamination. I'm going to be using this step. Identify chemical agents using M8 detector paper, task number 031-503-1013. Given an area where liquid chemical agents have been used, you observe a liquid that might be a chemical agent. You are in mission-oriented protective posture, level 4 or MOP 4. You have a booklet of M8 detector paper in your mask carrier. Now, you're out on patrol. Chemical agents have been being used recently. You come across oily looking droplets on vegetation, and we're saying that there is on this plant as we're out on patrol. We find it on the path. We go immediately to MOP 4. We put our masks on if we do not have them on already. Then one person pulls out the booklet of M8 paper from their mask carrier. They open it up. The sheets are perforated. You take out half a sheet. You can test it by just blotting like this, but it is highly recommended you do not get too close to the possible contamination. So you need to use a stick. Using the stick, you go up to where the droplets are, and you wipe the droplets with the paper, trying to get as much of the agent onto the paper as possible. And then you look for a color change. If there is a reaction, it's detected something. If there is no reaction, it either cannot identify what the agent is, or it is not a chemical agent. We're going to say that there was a reaction. The inside of the booklet here, it can detect 3 types of agents with M8 paper. G-type nerve agents, H-type blister agents, and V-type nerve agents. The G-type nerves are a yellow to golden color, the H-type blisters come out a red to purplish in color on the M8 paper, and the V-type nerves come out green to bluish in color. So we have a color reaction on there. We compare it on the chart, and that tells us what type of agent it is. The series, not necessarily the exact type of agent. Then we double check using another set of M8 paper from another troop. If we get the same reaction, we call that a confirmed positive and we call it in. Now the second time that we use M8 detector paper is when we're checking our water supplies. Now I'm going to be using just a regular bottle of water here. I'm not going to be using a canteen. Now you're in MOP 4. Your TA50, your LBV or LBE, your Molly, your plate carrier, whatever is on the outside of your chemical suit. You unbutton your canteen pouch or unbuckle it if you have a newer type Molly pouch. If you have a Camelback, you know, it'll be a little bit different, but you'll get the idea. Push up on the bottom of your canteen carrier to push your canteen up and out. When you take out the canteen, do not grab it by the cap like you may normally do. Grab it by the body and then lift it out of the carrier. Bring it forward using 2 fingers. Unscrew the cap just a little bit, not all the way. Take it. Now if water does not come out of the canteen, you can squeeze the sides a little bit and the pressure should force water out. So we're checking and this is negative. Now if there is a positive, just like with doing a check on the agent on the plant, you open up your booklet and look in there. Now with a Camelback, I'd say more than likely it would be contaminated, but with that you will have to check the coupler, make sure that that is not contaminated, and you will have to squeeze your Camelback a little bit to get water through the coupler and then test the water that way. This is a fairly simple task. And as I said, if you want to find out more, look up the basic common task manual. No, that is not my name. This is a extra one that I purchased offline. Always have extra copies to hand out for new members if they don't have any. Now for all my engineer brothers and the Patriot and Militia movement, always remember essayance.
M9 adalah kertas pengesanan agen kimia yang digunakan untuk mengenal pasti agen cecair Cbrn. M9 digunakan untuk mengesan kehadiran agen kimia cecair dan aerosol, seperti agen saraf dan mustard. Kertas M9 paling sering digunakan pada pakaian pelindung dan permukaan. Kertas M9 menjadi merah atau kemerahan apabila bersentuhan dengan agen kimia, tetapi ia tidak membezakan antara jenis agen yang ada. Kit pembersihan pribadi, DKP, 1 adalah kit pembersihan tentera yang melindungi daripada bahan pencemar kimia dan cecair badan. Ia adalah kit ringan dan sedia untuk digunakan yang boleh digunakan untuk mendekontaminasi seseorang atau memberikan bantuan kepada orang lain selepas terdedah kepada bahan berbahaya. Kit DKP-1 adalah sebahagian penting daripada peralatan ketenteraan dan telah digunakan selama lebih 75 tahun. Kit ini berfungsi menetralkan agen kimia, biologi, atau radiologi serta bahan industri toksik, TIMS. Kit pembersihan pribadi, DKP, 2 adalah kit pribadi yang boleh digunakan untuk melindungi daripada pencemaran bahan kimia dan cecair badan. DKP 2 mengandungi 94 gram fulus air dalam pik semburan. DKP 2 boleh digunakan pada boot, topi keledar, dan peralatan lain. Kit dekontaminasi seperti DKP2 adalah bahagian penting dalam peralatan ketenteraan dan telah digunakan selama lebih 75 tahun.
Never let me go.
Sekian, terima kasih. Like, share dan subscribe.